Tonight, Montana again making national news because of our weather, and Governor Steve Bullock declaring a winter storm emergency after more than 3 feet of heavy, wet snow slammed the state tonight. Watches and warnings have been posted across the region, and Carter Evans is in hard-hit Great Falls, Montana.
Montana's early winter storm blasted the city of Great Falls with more than a foot of September snow that covered streets and made driving difficult.
My recommendation is to stay off the road if you can.
Sergeant Wade Palin is with the Montana Highway Patrol.
The biggest challenges are overnight, the roads will freeze again, so they'll become more ice covered.
Closer to the mountains, snow measured in feet piled high outside homes, with high winds knocking down trees, and at one point, thousands lost power. When is the last time you've seen a September snow like this?
I have never seen a September snow like this.
National Weather Service meteorologist Don Britton has lived in Great Falls for more than 40 years, and he says this storm is a record breaker. But that one set back in 1934, that was broken?
That was a 3-day record of over 13 inches of snow. We've already had over 14 inches of snow in just 2 days, so that record is pretty much obliterated.
The snowstorm also hit parts of Idaho, and in Spokane, Washington, this is the first time they've recorded snow on this date since they started keeping records back in 1881. Forecasters expect the winter weather to continue through the night.
Hunker down, stay warm, and try to avoid traveling.
The storm is expected to move out of the area by tomorrow morning. Some schools will remain closed on Monday, but all of this snow is expected to melt by the end of the week, so everyone here can get back to fall. Carter Evans, CBS News, Great Falls, Montana.
All right, thank you, Carter. And turning now to weather with Rob Griggs. This snowstorm has been hitting. Is there any sight of it teetering off anytime soon?
Guess what? There is. And we're starting to see this thing taper off a little bit tonight. But boy, has it ever left its mark. Zoe, check out these pictures right now. You see where the snow is up there in northwest Montana. It's starting to evaporate, but still falling around Cut Bank and off toward the Front Range of the Rockies. Some storm reports. I'm just going to kind of shotgun around here a little bit. Browning, 48 inches of snow now. 28 inches at East Glacier. Choteau, 16 inches. Augusta, 25 inches, over 2 feet. Good grief. Havre, 12.5 inches of snow. Great Falls, officially 19.3 inches. A little closer to Billings, 3 inches there. Big Timber, 3.5 at Melville. And heavy rain over in Miles City at 1.6 inches of heavy rain so far. Busby has picked up about an inch of rain. And I just want to show you something else that's happening just to keep you interested here. Strong thunderstorms with half-inch hail in southeast Montana. Northeast, I'm going to go take an ibuprofen, but I'll give you the whole forecast and how long this thing's going to stick around just a little bit, Zoe.
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, the weather didn't stop an event today over at Pompey's Pillar, serving as a site for Rock the Run, a 5K run, and the second annual Fall Festival. Well, the festival honoring military members, veterans, and first responders. The event also a chance to learn about the pillar that Captain William Clark visited back in 1806. About 30 booths contributed to the celebration, and okay, maybe the weather did hinder the event just a bit, ending a few hours early, but law enforcement, the National Guard, and other emergency responders all participated.
It's good for us to have a designated day where we appreciate what all of these amazing men and women do for our country. Veterans Meat Locker, they are a nonprofit in Billings, and they give out free meat to veterans and their families. They had their trailer here today full of meat. It's a great organization that we are so proud to support.
And some of the race entry fees will go to the Montana Veterans Meat Locker. Well, families turned out to the Billings Depot today to take part in a hands-on educational Fun at STEAM Fest event. The acronym stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. Professionals in the community met to share the love of learning with the Billings youth, and Q2's Mitch Laggy takes us there.
STEAM Fest is in its second year at the Billings Depot. The family-friendly event brings together the likes of the Billings Library Foundation, Wise Wonders Children's Museum, ExxonMobil, and others, all to help kids discover new interests that may serve them later in life.
I think the younger you can get kids involved in anything, science, technology, engineering, art, and math, those are things kids need at any age.
Here at STEAM Fest, kids can stumble upon to new ideas and creations that they'd never even dreamed of, like the Star Labs Planetarium, providing a new look at our solar system.
And what we wanted to do was really just give kids an exciting, enjoyable day to experiment and play and find out what really interests them.
Activities like changing money and weight scaling let kids exercise real-world skills, all while having fun. The hope is that kids can develop these interests into future career paths.
And so we have activities all throughout that are just fun, right? And they get to solve problems, and they get to maybe fail and have some grit and try again and again. We know that our employers need talent who can think critically, who can do problem solving, who can take initiative, and what better than the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math industries and skill sets to kind of spur innovation and creativity.
But don't take the adults' word for it. The kids really do have a good time.
I'm ready for science. And I really love science. Every science experiment is different. And some are poisonous and lightning. Everything around here is kind of cool.
In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
Well, just a little scientist in the making. Thanks, Mitch. Staff at the depot said they plan to hold the STEAM Fest again next year. Well, stay with us. More to come on the 10 o'clock news. And this week's Montana Ag Network, we sit down with Secretary of the Interior David Bernhardt to discuss multiple issues that impact ranchers in Montana and across the West. And later in sports, a win is a win. That's all the Cats care about. After yesterday's big-time comeback, we'll hear from them coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.